I hear they call him the Imp.
I hear he hates that nickname.
Every dynasty has a secret weapon, a brute, a beauty, or a brilliant strategist.
Father's probably the most powerful man in the country, certainly the richest. He has all 7 kingdoms in his pockets.
The Lannisters, a family defined by golden hair and merciless ambition, had all 3. But their most profound weapon was the one they constantly tried to discard: Tyrion.
Out! Get out!
He was born into the ultimate paradox: the unlimited resources of Casterly Rock paired with the absolute, visceral rejection of his father, Tywin Lannister.
What you see is a dwarf. If I had been born a peasant, they might have left me out in the woods to die. Alas, I was born a Lannister of Casterly Rock. Things are expected of me.
This wasn't merely a lack of love. It was an active psychological warfare waged from birth. He was the liability that decided to become a strategic asset. Tyrion is not just a character. He is a walking psychological dissertation on how profound trauma can be refined into profound power. For our deep dive, we're not asking if he was good or evil. We're asking, how did an untreated inferiority complex, straight out of the Valyrian playbook, become the ultimate engine for his survival? This is the story of the Architect of Defiance. Tyrion's existence is defined by a single, inescapable concept: otherness. He is the scapegoat for his mother's passing, the de facto pariah in a family obsessed with image and legacy. This isn't just cruel parenting. It's a systematic shattering of the self, forming his entire behavioral foundation. This is his crucible. Historically and culturally, Tyrion fits neatly into the archetype of the jester or court dwarf. These figures in European history, though physically marginalized, were often granted a unique, dangerous license: the right to speak truths that would cost a normal man his safety.
Skinned my sausage. I made the bald man cry. Into the turtle stew, which I do believe my sister ate, at least I hope she did.
This is the first layer of his armor. If he's already the joke, he can weaponize the punchline.
Oh wait, that's me.
His primary psychological wound is structural. The Lannisters value martial strength, political dynasty, and physical beauty. Tyrion possessed none of these, but instead developed hyper-awareness and cynical intelligence to compensate for these deficits. This wasn't a hobby, it was an evolutionary imperative. His wit wasn't clever, it was a defense mechanism deployed for survival. He knew he could never win the game his father wanted him to play, so he began playing a different one altogether, a game of the mind, where physical size and golden lineage meant nothing. If his trauma was the fuel, his vices were the strategic disguise. We must dissect the I drink and I know things thesis. Tyrion's constant performative excess, the heavy drinking and the frequenting of pleasure houses, is not merely poor coping. It's a calculated act of strategic sublimation. He channeled the energy that would have been spent seeking approval, a futile endeavor, into sharp intellect and indulgence. By consistently lowering the expectations of his family and enemies, he created a zone of psychological safety.
So clever.
Who looks closely at a tipsy dwarf? His humor is the most surgical element of this strategy. His constant quips about being short were not self-deprecation. They were merely the best PR campaign ever run by a guy with an untreated inferiority complex. By beating his opponent to the insult, he robbed their words of their power.
You've never taken it seriously.
This is the brilliance of compensation. The inability to achieve success in one area leads to obsessive mastery in another. The true conflict is the paradoxical integrity of the man. He loathes the hypocrisy of the nobility, yet is the keenest player of their political games. He possesses the ruthlessness of a true Lannister, cunning, strategic, intellectually cruel, but packages it with a superficial layer of self-aware, cynical humanism.
What I'm good at, out-talking them, out-thinking them. It's what I am, and I like it.
He is the ultimate Janus-faced man, facing outward with the sneer of the jester, and inward with the calculating gaze of the architect. His true self is the one the world refuses to see, hidden behind the mask. The Jungian persona of the reveler. Tyrion Lannister's arc is ultimately the apotheosis of the human intellect. He proves that the cerebral, the strategic, and the deeply flawed can overcome the physical, the traditional, and the structurally powerful. His final victory isn't about being hand to Daenerys or even brokering the peace. His victory is in the complete unmaking of his father's judgment. The man who couldn't earn his father's love earned his position, his respect, and his survival through sheer mental force. He weaponized the shame his family assigned to him, turning his greatest wound into his greatest asset. This is the definitive insight Tyrion offers us. We all carry a shadow, a flaw, a deficit, a source of shame or rejection. Most people spend their lives trying to hide or fix it. Tyrion taught us a different path: shadow integration. He embraced his shadow, sublimated its energy, and used it as a lens to see the world, reading every slight, every hypocrisy, and every weakness in his opponents. So the question is this: do you believe Tyrion's ultimate triumph was in finding a seat on the small council, or in finally proving that your greatest perceived deficiency can be redefined, refined, and wielded as your most potent tool for survival?
There are many who know that without you, this city faced certain defeat. The king won't give you any honors, the histories won't mention you, but we will not forget.